Okay, Paul, little video recap from today's session, mate, for you. Right, so I mean, you're complaining of, hooks, right? Shots that curve too far to the left, but I'm standing there, and I'm also observing a push, as well as the an overdraw, sometimes developing into a hook, right? So where's that coming from? So I wanna, and this is what I did to start with for you. Is we got you just before impact and then coming down into impact. Well, it's certainly not a path issue, is it? You can see that club head coming straight down between the two red lines, which is in the slot, right? Which is really good. The issue, and what we spoke about in the session, is as you get down to impact, your shoulders and your hips are very square, right? That right foot is also still on the ground there, right? Where you see the pros is by the time they get down to impact, their hips, their shoulders and their hips are turned out the way. They're open. They've what we called open their turns more, right? If you want a number, 30 odd degrees, right? They've turned the hips and the shoulders 30 odd degrees out the way, open, by the time they get down to impact. And this is why I, spent a lot of time explaining all this stuff to you today while we were looking at your videos, because your backswing, your setup, your backswing, your grip, your backswing, and your downswing has to move in a way where that is possible, right? And at the moment, what I'm seeing is, as you go back, a lot of movement off the ball, look, right? So what I mean by that is the center of your shoulders and the center of your hips moving to the right. You see, we're not pivoting around those two circles. There's a big sort of movement off to the right, okay? You do a pretty good effort of moving back onto your left side, right? But it's not going to be enough by the time we get down to impact, right? It's not going to be enough. We need the hips more over your left foot by the time you get to impact. As we come through, you can see how that club's past impact now, but that right foot is still on the ground. And the club comes out kind of up here, kind of through, get rid of those lines, kind of through your neck, all right? Which is the classic sort of hooker's position, right? You see, 9 times out of 10, a lot of guys that come in who are turning it over too much, hooking the ball, have their shaft coming out above their left shoulder, right? We want it coming out below our left shoulder, right? So what we did was we did a few drills, did a few exercises, right? And then we got that stick on the ground, going left. And I said, right, well, show me, let's get your hands on a little bit better. Show me a backswing where you're not swaying, right? Try and emulate an impact position where your hips now and your shoulders are turned out the way of it a little bit, right? And then from there, follow that yellow stick with your hands as you carry on turning. And then look where your club starts coming out, right? So now your club starts coming out underneath your left shoulder rather than above your left shoulder, right? You want to stop hooking it. That's where we start. We need to have that club exiting more lower and more left. And the way we do that is we practice getting to impact, getting our hips and our shoulders already open, right? We need our hips and our shoulders already open at impact, okay? Now, obviously, the how you are putting your hands on the club is going to play a huge role in how you control the club face, right? So you can see there how just how wrapped underneath your right hand is, right? If we get a model up, maybe Rocky, yeah, it's a bit blurry. Grant Waite. Right, so if you look at his grip, if you draw a line up from his thumb, it's maybe going up to there. You draw a line up from your thumb. Yours is going way out there. So that's what I mean by your hand turned around too much, right? It's wrapped underneath too much. Another way of putting it would be the club's running through your palm too much, right? We want the club just sitting through your fingers. So, but I mean, we worked on that, and you seem to pick that up pretty easily. So I was pleased with that. But that's certainly another reason why that club face is going to tend to turn over or close too much, which is going to obviously produce a shot which curves to the left. Your hook that you're complaining about. Okay, mate. So those are the things that we're going to work on in your future lessons. So I'm looking forward to that. If you have any questions or comments between now and your next lesson, just shoot me over an email. Thanks, Paul.